what it's like to be an entrepreneur in your 20s. In today's interview style episode, I am meeting with my assistant, 𝗓𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 she's literally moved to Florida to be near me and help with my business, and I've helped her with hers. So today we're gonna have a candid interview where I ask her some real questions about her business, and how she got started. Being in your early 20s is difficult enough, but to be an entrepreneur is even more amazing. But it has some amazing benefits as well. So we're gonna hear the good, the bad, and the ugly from Nya, and we're gonna hear all about what it's like to be an entrepreneur in your 20s. Let's go.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, all you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
Well, I am so excited to be here today with you, Nya Carpenter, because you are just such an inspiration. I feel like you're young, you're beautiful, and you're an entrepreneur. So that to me is just like the ultimate goal that a person would have. And you know, I'm a little jealous that I started so late in my entrepreneurial journey. You know, I was like 33 before I really got into it, and now to know that you were able to start at 20 is just such an inspiration. And I'm so excited to have you answer these questions because I know the audience is gonna be super interested in someone that is as young as you and as successful as you are in your own business. So let's get right to it. So why did you decide to become an entrepreneur?
Well, first off, let me say thank you for having me here. I'm super excited. Well, I just knew that a 9-to-5 wasn't going to be, you know, my permanent lifestyle. I just knew that I deserved more and wanted more for my life. I knew that I'm very talented. I can do multiple things. I love doing hair. I love just everything, real estate as well. I have my real estate license. And I just knew that my life, I wanted more for my life. And not just the average, you know, waking up 9 in the morning, getting home late, traffic. You know, I just didn't want that. So that's why it kind of pushed me to just become a better person for myself and an entrepreneur.
I love it. I love it. So let's kind of go back though, because like I said, I know you. You know, I've known you since you were 3 years old. Obviously, you know, I've shared you're my best friend's daughter. So I've just always known you and thought you were just the cutest little thing. But to see you now as an adult and to have made this choice to be an entrepreneur, take everybody back. Where did you start? Like, how did this even become the idea that you were going to pursue? Where did you start?
So I'm originally from Atlanta, born and raised. And I went to college. I graduated high school and I went to college and just honestly did not like it. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
You know, school isn't for everybody.
Why is that?
It was because honestly, it was instilled in me to, as I was growing up, go to college and a degree is what you want and this is what you should be doing. In all honesty, in the world that we live in now, in my generation, we can do so much more. Technology has, you know, upgraded, advanced, and we could just do anything, to social media, to, you know, makeup, to hair. You can build a business off of just passion and things that you love. So I just knew that I can do more, in a college degree, you know, not knocking anybody, and kudos to you if you do have a college degree, but I just knew that wasn't for me. And not that I can't go back, but you know, I'm balling right now with everything I got going on, and you know, I just knew that my life was just going to be better with me becoming my own entrepreneur and boss, my own boss, and making my own time. And now that I do own my own time, I just see now that I'm much happier as well. In college, I just wasn't, you know, flourishing as much as I thought I would. And I had to tell my mom, look, I'm spreading my wings and I gotta go.
So talk about that conversation, because obviously I have a college degree, but you know my story. So I was going to college, I dropped out. And then when I lost everything, I had to go back to my parents' basement and they said, go to college. You know what I mean? So what was that conversation like with your mom to say, I don't want to finish college, I want to start my own business?
Oh my gosh. It was super hard. But she supports me with everything that I do. And that's all I ever asked. And
so she was just like, yes, sure, drop out of college.
Oh my gosh, no. To give y'all the tea and the inside. She was definitely like, oh my gosh, no, you need to stay in school. Don't do that. And honestly, I had to tell her, like, I'm not happy. And I want to, you know, no longer be depressed and no longer be around people I do not like.
Yeah.
I only have a few, like, real friends out of college. But I just wanted to be away from the nest. My college was only 20 minutes away from my mom. So I'm like, I still feel like I'm home. And I'm like, I want to go somewhere where I flourish and I, you know, new scenery. So that's when I moved to Orlando for I've been here for about a year, so.
Okay, so talk about how you got to Orlando, since people probably already know, but how did that come to be? Because that was different for both of us, I think.
Right, so my dad lives here in Orlando, Florida, and I decided to come out here and live with him and rekindle our relationship. Not that it was broken or bad or anything, but I did want us to have a stronger bond. And I knew that, in the beginning when I was a baby, of course we had a good bond, but now I want, as an adult, to further and, rekindle that bond. So I came out here and I got into real estate and I loved it, actually. The weather out here is great.
Yeah.
And it's just, as a kid, I came out here for vacations and never in a million years would I have thought that I would be living out here. So it's a great opportunity. I'm super blessed. And of course, you're in my life as my mentor. So I'm super grateful and super just excited about all that I have accomplished and more that I will accomplish. So
yeah.
It's super awesome.
I love it. Okay, so let's get to the next part, because I think this is an important part for you, because like I said, you're an entrepreneur and you're only 21 years old. So you decide, okay, you're in college in Atlanta, that's not working out. You come to Orlando to be with your dad, and then you say, I want to get into real estate, and then what? So how did the entrepreneurship start for you?
Honestly, it started even when I was working a couple of 9-to-5s,
Okay.
obviously. Like, I was doing retail. I came out here and was doing some other jobs. Like, I know people have heard of 𝗏𝑠𝑝OT. Oh my God, I hated it. It was hot, rainy, and I didn't have any control over my time. And honestly, I wanted to spend more time, learning myself in my early 20s and also spending time with my friends when they came out here. And I didn't have those opportunities working at those type of places. So I said, you know what? Let me just start getting into entrepreneurship. And your videos popped up on my YouTube page, just like everybody else's. Everybody's like, click Noelle, and that's what I did. And I seen about credit, personal credit, getting your LLCs, and I honestly didn't know much about it, to be honest, until I watched your videos. And it was super awesome to see, like, oh, if she can do it, I can too. And so you kind of gave me that push as well, but I kind of just had to get in my brain, like, stop feeling sorry for yourself as well, and just, gain confidence and just go for it.
Yeah. So I love that. I love that. So you have a business, okay? So obviously we're not going to talk about the real estate. You're, you have a real estate license and you're my assistant.
Yeah.
But let's talk about your actual business, because people don't know you don't just work for me. You have your own business, and that's what is exciting.
Yeah.
Tell us about your business, because it has nothing to do with real estate.
Right. So I'm a shopaholic. I will shop till I drop, y'all, okay? And so I decided, why not to just put that into my business. So I do have a business called Luxury Works Wonders. It's a retail, and I specialize in swimsuits as of right now. I plan to expand, but it's super awesome. I talk to my vendors about maybe twice a week and, see their catalogs and choose, which ones I want to pick for, my catalog as summer, winter, whatever, spring. And I know people vacation all the time. That's why I pick swimsuits, and for thicker women and curvier women as myself. So
wait a minute, because you said something there that is amazing that I had to talk to you about, and I think don't skip over this part. A niche, having a niche, a N-I-C-H-E, a niche, however you want to say it. Having a niche in your business. You said you wanted to do swimsuits and swimsuits for curvy women.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the thing is, when it was because of you that I realized I needed a niche. At first I was like, I want to specialize to everybody, but starting off, that's not how it works.
Right.
And if you could just pick somebody and then, pick a category of women, men, whatever, and go from there, it just flows and it works.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I was like, thicker, curvier women, and, feel good about your pooch and your, big, thick
your
thighs and
right.
your arms and things like that. Feel more confident, because that is something that I lacked in my teenage years, and even sometimes in my adult years. I'd be putting on some clothes and be like, oh my gosh, but then I realized,
you're beautiful.
love yourself, and there's nothing wrong with you. So that's what I did, honestly, and it was a great choice, and I love it, and my business is flourishing, making 6 figures, and I'm super excited because I've never touched this much amount of money, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's super exciting. And so to see myself flourish and grow, I'm super
I love it. Like I said, you are such an inspiration. So I don't want to make it seem like it's all positive and strawberries and sunshines every day. So tell us some of the challenges you've had as a young entrepreneur.
Well, at first it starts with doubt. When you doubt yourself and you're trying to compare yourself to other people, like, oh, I see them doing this and I see them doing that. I'm like, I had to quit comparing myself to other people. That's one thing.
That's a big one.
Finding vendors actually is super hard. You don't want to get scammed. WhatsApp and Alibaba sometimes can have scammers on there.
Yeah.
So it was super hard to decipher whether people had good intentions for me and wanted to help my business, or was just trying to play me and keep my money, and I absolutely did not know.
So did you fall into any scams?
No, I was lucky, but I heard so much about it that I just made
kind of vigilant about
I was
that.
very
That's
vigilant.
good.
So I got samples. I would order samples and make sure that they were, good material, and I didn't want to sell my customers anything that I wouldn't wear.
Right.
So that's important. So I got my vendors, and that's, all well and good. Another thing was just making sure I organize and spend my money wisely. So I didn't want to over order, orders and things like that. So I made sure that, I had my money correct, and also getting credit lines from Regions and Chase. And
okay, so let's talk about that, because that is so fun, and I think people are going to absolutely love this part. So of course you know so much more. I think that's why I'm always excited. You know so much more than I knew at your age, that I'm like so excited. Like, she's 21 and she's building business credit. Oh my God. So tell people about building business credit, getting business funding, business checking accounts, and all of that stuff.
Oh my gosh, at first I thought it was mind-blowing learning that I could possibly potentially at my age get business credit and, lines of credit. I just did not think that was possible. But I went to Regions, and I was like, I'm starting on my business. This is how much it makes. You make an appointment. They want you to come in because they really want to know and understand your business. So I come in, they ask me a couple questions, and they want to get to know me. I tell them my name, and my EIN number is definitely something that you do need. And I got about 1,000 line of credit from Regions, and it's super exciting.
Yes.
And I was just like, awesome. And so, I'm looking, and I'm like definitely buying swimsuits now, and I'm like ready, and I'm having a photo shoot coming up soon, actually.
Nice.
In July. So that's super exciting. So I can, open and launch and rebrand my line.
I absolutely love it. I cannot wait to come to that launch party. We're going to do something really big. So, okay, Nya, because I have one last question before we wrap this up, because you've just shared so much great information. So you talked about some challenges. Yeah. What's next for you? What's your next idea or venture or thing that you're working on?
So, that's a good question, honestly, Noelle. I have so many ideas. I'm passionate about a lot of things, honestly. Yeah. And one of them happens to be dogs. So
see, she's crazy. There's nothing like me, dogs. I'm like, kids. No, I'm kidding.
So I was thinking about opening my own dog boarding school or something along those lines. It's just something that I'm passionate about, and I always wanted to become a veterinarian at one point, and I was like, 7 years. Ooh, no, thank you.
It's like being a doctor,
right? Yes. So I was just like, why not, get an LLC for it? I'm thinking of a name, and finding somebody who's leasing a building, looking to get rid of their restaurant or something, and renovating it and turning it into a dog boarding school where people can drop their dogs off. Yes. I see that's very popular when they're going to work, so they don't destroy their houses, or if they're too busy going on vacation, they need somebody to watch them, and family members can't. I can. I love your dog. So also plan on partnering with somebody who wants to open their own grooming shop as well. Okay. So I decided that they could have their little special spot in my building. We can just partner and, split the money 50-50 or however it goes. And that's just something that I'm excited about. So I'll let you know more about it, but that is something that is on the list.
I absolutely love it. I love it. And there's another thing that you said that I have to just touch on, because it seems like you're so young, and now that you have all of these ideas and you know that you can actually implement them. Yeah. What does that mean for you? Because you just seem so different as a 21-year-old. I know you're different than when I was 21.
Right. So moving here, it just opened my eyes to everything. So knowing that just being passionate about something and being able to implement it and have money come from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just as much as people who make wigs or people who sell lip glosses and things like that, just doing stuff that you love. And I'm so thankful that I am young and being able to start now, that I can build generational wealth on down the line. Yeah. And so it's super exciting to know that by 23, I could be a millionaire, billionaire, even now. So it's just super exciting, and seeing that the world is in your palms and in your hands. Yeah. And it's just all about what you do with it. Yeah. So
I absolutely love it. Like I said, I think you're such a great inspiration. I love that you have all these business ideas, and more than anything, I love that you are able to implement them. So kudos to you, Nya. Okay, so this has been an amazing episode. I am so excited to have introduced you to Nya Carpenter. She is my assistant, and she is an amazing entrepreneur that is in her 20s. At the time of this recording, she is just 21 years old. So this is a beautiful, talented entrepreneur that we have here. And I am so excited to spotlight people like this and show you real people doing extraordinary things, because because this is possible. I want you guys to all know that you can come to my events and meet me in person if you want to. Go to noelrandallevents.com. That's Noel, Noelle, Randall, Randall, events, EVENTS, noelrandallevents.com. I would love to see you in person or teach you virtually. I have so much to share, so many other amazing entrepreneurs that can teach you and show you all that we do here and make this possible for you as well. I just want to make sure that you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. This is Noelle, to your success.